Hello everyone, I'm Alfian and today we are going to solve the LeetCode challenge on the medium difficulty called the second highest salary, and this challenge is on the number 176 and we are working with the MySQL language and working with the database. If you want to use something else other than MySQL, then go ahead and encourage you to do so. And for this particular challenge we have two columns. The first one, which is the ID columns, and the second one, the salary column. Both are the type of integer, and ID is the primary key, which is the column with the unique values for this table. Each row of this table contains information about the salary of each employee, and we should write a solution to find the second second highest distinct salary. What it means by distinct salary, which is the unique salary. So let's say if we have the table, which is the first one, the ID 1, we have the salary of 100, and the second one, which is 200, the third one, which is 300, and the fourth one, which is also 200. And the distinct salary is selecting distinct salary, we are only selecting 100, and then 200, and then 300. And another 200 will not be registered because it is already described from the second list. So that is the listing mechanism that we are trying to understand here. And we have to find the second highest distinct salary from the employee table. If there is no second highest salary, return null, which is known in pandas or null in MySQL. And we have the employee table. If we look with the naked eye, we have the second highest salary, which is 200, the highest one, which is 300. If we sort this in descending order, we are starting from 300, 200, and finally 100. Since 200 is the second highest, then we are going to return 200 as our answer, as the output right here, which is the column name of second highest salary. And for the example 2 right here, since we only have one entry of salary or one row, since there is no second highest salary and the highest one, which is only 100, and there's no second highest, so we only return null instead of empty entry. Without further ado, let's solve this out. The first thing that we should do is by selecting everything like usual using the select keyword. Select everything using the wildcard or asterisk notation, and select from, since we are working with the employee table, we are using from employee. And let's run this to see what is inside the list of the employee table. And as you can see, we have the ID and salary respectively of each entries 100, 200, and 300. If you look over here, we are already sorted by ascending order, I believe. And for this second case, we don't have another salary entry, only one entry of salary, so we can order this salary column from the highest to the lowest in order to find the second highest. And don't forget to use distinct keyword, but before that we need to order this using the order by keyword. Order by, we need to convert this salary or sort the salary column from the lowest to highest into the highest to lowest. Order by, selecting the column name, which is the salary right here, we're using salary, and we are using either ascending or descending. Since we are working with salary from the highest to lowest, we use descending order using the DESC keyword right here, DESC. And let's run this code again. Select our query statement, and we are sorting based on the highest salary to the lowest salaries, which the ID is following the highest one until the lowest one, if you notice from the first example. And we already got the order from the salary. What we should do next is by selecting a distinct salary. We can use the select distinct keyword. We can select everything, and let's run this again. Since on the first example 1 right here, first example, we don't have two duplicates salary number, then it is the distinct will not showing any result at all. And we can select, instead of selecting everything, ID and salary. Instead of that, we can select only the salary column. We can use salary, and let's run this again. And the ID column is no longer listed on the output answer, and the expected is second highest salary. And we can use, in order to find the highest one, we can use the limit by 1, only showing one entry is in the limit keyword. So by using one entry, we are only returning the only one entry from the order by. After the order by keyword, we can use the limit keyword, limit 1, and let's run this again. And we are only selecting the first entry based on the limit keyword right here, after we already ordered the salary by descending order. How about we use the limit 2? So we only selecting the first 2 entries from our result. We only selecting 300 and 200, but for this case we only need to return the second highest, not the highest one. So we can use limit only one entry, and then use this offset keyword, offset by 1. By what it means by offset, after we are limiting the one from the highest one, let's say we have 300 as the highest, 200 as the second highest, and then 100. Since we are using the limit 1, we are only selecting one entry, and offset 1, we are moving this limit one entry onto the second one, which is move this entry of selection by 1. We are moving this by 1, and we are ultimately selecting the second highest. So that is the neat trick that we can use in order to solve this challenge. Let's say if we already have 200 as the highest one and 100 as the second highest, so the limit 1 will select only one entry, the first one, but offset by 1, and we are offsetting our selection from 200 onto 100, which is the second highest. If we already have 100 as the lone entry right here, without the 300 and 200, which is only from the example 2 right here, since this one is already the highest one, then if we offset this by 1, then we will return null entry, but it's not going to be returned as null, and I'm going to explain this to you right after this. And let's run this again. Offset by 1, and we got the output salary by 200, and we can rename our column from salary using the as alias, as keyword as alias, as second highest salary. And let's run this again, and we have the correct answer from the first one, but on the case 2 we have the wrong answer. Why? It's because the output right here, the second highest salary, is not returning anything, but for the expected output we should return null if it is not available in our entry. So whatever happens, if instead of not returning anything, we should return null instead from the column result or the column output. So how do we get around this? It's fairly easy. We can wrap this statement as our subquery we can cut this part using the Ctrl X or cut, and we can use the select statement, and then using the parenthesis, inside of the parenthesis we can write our column as our subquery from the cut code that we already did from earlier stage. And we are wrapping this select this thing as salary second highest salary, wrap this as subquery from the main query from this select right here. And let's run this again. So this one is going to return null anyway instead of empty query. So we already got the output as null, but the table column name is select this thing. The whole subquery is printed as the output. We don't want that. Instead, we should return the second highest salary as our column name. and the first one already correct, 200, and the second one is already correct, also null. And we can move our alias into our main query, which is after the select parenthesis and as second highest salary. So we wrap this column name using this alias from the subquery into the proper column name as second highest salary. Let's run this again to see if it really works, and we have the correct answer. So that is one of many ways to return null instead of returning nothing, by using this select statement and wrap another select as the subquery. Let's submit this code to see if it really works. Okay, so that's about it. I hope you understand my explanation. If you still don't understand, you can ask me in the comment section, or if you have any better solutions regarding this challenge, tell us what you think in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.